and feeling divine. Fruit living with nature's design.
What's going on, guys? My name is Ted Carr, and we're here with the Fruitarian dentist, Joe Hooper. You go by Dr. Hooper or Joe or what?
No, just Joe.
Just Joe. Just Joe. And he's not your average Joe, man. I met this guy about a year and a half ago. He's an avid cyclist, top cyclist, and we went to Malaysia together, ate some durian together. He was a Skype client of mine at the time, doing some coaching with him, helping him transition to a fruitarian diet, helping him increase his athletic performance a bit. And we've both now come to a bit of a fork in our athletic roads where we both decided, you know what, we're going to ditch the hardcore endurance cardio and we're going to go for some more, some strength-based activities like handstands and pull-ups and bench pressing, squats, and things like that. So, Joe, just introduce yourself. Let people know what you do in Australia and what your practice kind of looks like.
I just have a general practice in Australia, and I see a whole range of people from kids to adults, and with a whole range of problems and that are no different from a population that eats a normal diet compared to a fruit diet. So
there are a lot of people out there right off the bat who think that if you eat a fruit diet long term, your teeth are going to be shit. What would you say to things like that?
No, I'd say not at all. I see that the same problem that people always ask me about with eating a fruit diet. I see in people who don't eat a fruit diet, and it just comes down to getting the basics right.
And the basics, let's get into that basics. So this video we're going to talk about how to never get a cavity ever again. And the reason I bring Joe on this episode is because he's never had a cavity in his life. He's taken really good care of his teeth, and he's got a protocol that, if followed, will work for you too to never get a cavity again either. So Joe, what does that protocol really look like? From the time someone wakes up in the morning to the time they go to bed, what are like 3 or 4 things they can do each day to guarantee or to greatly enhance or to greatly ensure that they're not going to get another cavity?
Well, it starts off with good oral hygiene, so flossing and brushing and doing that all the time. I recommend people keep floss, everywhere. Put it in your handbag, put it in the car, put it at the front door, so when you walk out of the house you grab some, and have it handy at all times, so you're not leaving it until last thing at night when you're tired and you might think, I don't need to floss tonight, I'll do it tomorrow, and then days go past and you haven't been cleaning in between your teeth. So that's critical, just setting yourself up for success and getting in that good habit, and then it just becomes second nature.
This guy flosses like cigarette addicts smoke cigarettes. He's flossing 10 to 12 times a day.
Well, I just floss whenever. You can tell when we're here in Hawaii. The lychees are amazing, so we've been eating a lot of lychees over the last couple of days. Those things get stuck in your teeth, and I can feel it in there. So I just always have floss with me, and I get in there and clean it out so that my mouth's nice and clean.
Yeah, and like mango strings get stuck in there too.
Yeah, definitely all that good fibre that we want in here, but not in between our teeth.
Right. So yeah, and Joe's made it a habit, and you can make it a habit as well. How would you recommend people get started with flossing? Like, what's the protocol you'd use?
Get some floss, start on your front teeth so that you're comfortable doing it. Take it between the teeth and right up under the gums, and clean out in between each space, and just slowly work your way back towards the back of your mouth. Because at first, until you get the dexterity, it feels awkward trying to floss the very last teeth. So start at the front, add a tooth each day, and by the end of the week you'll be flossing right behind your back teeth, no problems, like a pro.
And then, as far as brushing goes, so we know, I see you brush I see you floss like 10 to 12 times a day, maybe less, but I like every time I look at you, you got some floss handy, it's always there. But brushing, how often would you brush?
I brush a lot less. I brush maybe 2 to 3 times a day maximum. If my teeth feel furry, or I feel like I need to clean, I'll clean them, or to get any of the debris out that I've flossed out from between my teeth, I'll brush.
So you floss first then brush?
Yes.
Floss first then brush.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And with what kind of toothpaste?
I use a fluoride toothpaste, and usually of a night time I use a stronger fluoride toothpaste. I just use a little bit and I spit it out and I don't rinse it out, so I'm leaving a little bit of fluoride in there to remineralize my teeth overnight so that there's no damage getting done to them.
And that specific toothpaste, could I link it in the description below, buy it on Amazon, or?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah?
It's just yeah.
So Joe will give me the link, we'll put it in the description below. You can get the toothpaste that this guy uses to never get cavities. Now, a bit about fluoride. People are like, oh my god, fluoride is going to block your pineal gland, it's going to cause dementia. What are your thoughts on consuming fluoride, or at least even putting it in your mouth, or is there a difference?
No, there's no problem with using fluoride to clean your teeth. It's a mineral that your teeth need to remineralize and stay hard and to prevent either destruction from decay or erosion. And I think it's very safe to use inappropriate amounts, which is brushing your teeth with it,
Cool.
with the toothpaste. And there's no scientific evidence at all that there's any detrimental effect from doing that.
In small doses, I'm sure. If you take a big dose.
Yes. Yes, if you ate a whole tube of toothpaste, or if you're in a particular geographical location where there is unusually high amounts of fluoride in water sources,
Right.
then there may be issues. But your normal day-to-day use with a little bit of fluoride toothpaste will keep your teeth nice and sound.
And a lot of the people I've met who've been doing raw food long term, if their teeth are looking really good, I check out the toothpaste and it turns out they're using some fluoride toothpaste as well. So I personally mix between some baking soda toothpaste and some fluoride toothpaste, and when Joe leaves in a couple of days, he's going to leave me with his toothpaste, so I'll give you my product review on that when the time comes. But that's cool, man. And then now, what's the difference between cavities and erosions?
So a lot of people get erosion from acid in their mouth. I mean, it's the same process that causes decay, but if your mouth or an individual's mouth tends to be a bit acidic, then putting extra acid in there in the form of citrus, for example, it could lead to problems.
Right, and you mentioned particular people's pH,
Yeah.
particular people's acidic mouth.
So everyone's mouth is different. Some people's mouths just tend to be on the acidic end of the spectrum, and unfortunately, that's just their lot. And I mean, I see that in lots of my patients, not just on a fruit diet, who have problems with having acidic mouths and therefore but needing to be careful with acid. So you should make yourself aware of this, so getting a checkup and seeing whether you have had any erosion, or if your teeth are sensitive to sweet or cold things, it might be an indicator that you've got a more acidic environment in your mouth where the acids slowly biting into the tooth surface and exposing areas of dentine, which can then lead to sensitivity.
And when should people get, like if they have a cavity, when should they get that cavity filled, or should they? Can they heal it naturally, or should they get it filled right away, or what's the deal?
If you've got a very small cavity that is in the outer layer of the enamel and hasn't broken through to the middle of the tooth, then that can be remineralized.
Cool.
With keeping your mouth neutral and using some fluoride toothpaste. Fluoride there, that's critical.
Right.
That is what will remineralize that. Once it breaks through the outer layer of the enamel and goes into the dentine, then it will usually progress. Unless you get it treated. If you know that you've got a mouth that's more on the acidic end of the spectrum, I would be careful how you're ingesting your citrus. I'm not saying don't eat it. I mean, I start my day with grapefruit every morning. But my mouth's not particularly acidic, so it's not such a concern for me. If yours is, then drink your citrus juice through a straw rinse your mouth out with water afterwards. Don't go and brush your teeth straight away afterwards, because you've got acid on your teeth and then you're rubbing them and then you're causing more damage.
Those are 3 key points I want to reiterate right now.
Yeah.
Drink your citrus through a straw, rinse right after, and don't brush your teeth right after. That's key.
And use a fluoride toothpaste, because you're going to need that remineralizing capability that the fluoride ions provide.
Fluoride ions.
Yeah.
Cool, that's a new word for you.
Yeah.
Fluoride ions. Well, awesome, Joe. If anyone wants to check out Joe's dental, what do you call it?
Practice.
Dental practice.
Yeah.
And you're in Australia, check out the link in the description. You'll be sent to his website. You can find out more information from there. Also link up his Instagram if you want to check out his Instagram there. Now he's going to be heading to Malaysia this summer for some durian feasting. Joe's also getting into practicing his handstands and things like that, so you can see his journey, follow his journey along on Snapchat, Instagram, and yeah, man, hope to see you again in the coming months, definitely coming years.
Yeah.
But that's it, man. Great video, appreciate it. Thanks a lot, man.
Good to see you.
Yeah.